The Absolute Idiots Podcast.
No, I'm not ready.
What's up, everybody? I'm James.
And I'm Armand.
And we are the Absolute Idiots. We get worse at that every single time.
I told you I'm not ready.
Well, let's do it again. Hi, everybody. I'm James.
And I'm Armand.
And we are the Absolute Idiots. You were ready that time.
I was ready.
I wasn't as ready. I didn't know if we should commit to the bit. What's up, people?
Of California.
Because that's our primary state of viewership.
But also New York.
Apparently somebody's listening from New York. So shout out to our New York listener. If you want to be shout it out, listen from New York, I guess. What do we have to talk about this week, James? In terms not in terms of topic. Sorry, I realized I mean, like, do we have anything to announce?
If you are a part of Gun Theater, there is the...
No, I mean about our podcast.
Oh, sorry.
We if you want to be a guest on the Absolute Idiots podcast, check out. Where did we post the link?
In the Gun Theater group chat.
Check out there's nobody in that chat.
Everyone's in that chat. What do you mean?
But they just had a purge, didn't they?
Oh, well, that's true.
We should put that somewhere else.
Yeah, okay.
We might put the link. No, we can't put it in our Instagram bio, can we?
In our Twitter. We can tweet out the link.
Oh my god, we're gonna tweet out the link to becoming a guest on the Absolute Idiots podcast. So if you've always wanted to be, you listened to the last 3 episodes, or you just heard that Armand and James had a podcast and you thought it'd be pretty funny to go on there, which is going to be 90% of you guys. If that really interests you, please check out our Twitter. We're going to tweet out the link to our sign-up sheet to becoming a guest on the Absolute Idiots podcast. And we'll get back to you. We can't guarantee that everyone is going to get a response immediately. It might take some time because we are still planning out our schedules and we need to know when people will be available and stuff. So, and that form might be edited. We realized we missed some things on there. So,
right. Kind of crazy and wacky times.
Very crazy and wacky times. James, anything else to add on to the guest list?
If you like talking about things that no one finds funny, then welcome.
This is the platform.
This is the exact platform.
We are not kidding when we say we will talk about any. I mean, like, there is no... Shout out to Adi Katzenelson, who said her topics are not the style of our podcast. We'll talk about anything, Adi. We'll talk about anything.
Except for the
legitimacy of the state of Israel. We're not talking about that.
Sorry, Michael Walker.
I'm not that sorry.
Oh, well, he's not that sorry.
Okay.
Awesome.
Any other announcements that we have to make? Follow us on Twitter. Twitter is such an awesome platform.
It is.
You don't use it.
I've used it before.
You have a Twitter?
Well, I don't have my own Twitter, but I've
Twitter is kind of awesome. I like it a lot more than Instagram and stuff. I like the blue.
Okay. Interesting. I mean, it's not like... it's just a regular old blue. It's just...
Let's talk about Twitter on the podcast next week.
Why don't we talk about it right now?
Because, great segue, James. This week we're talking about...
School lunches!
Yes, school lunches! By the way, we don't have a guest this week. It's just James and I. We're chilling on the mic of my laptop.
Yep.
And we are going to talk today about school lunches. What do we want to start with? How experienced are you, James Chen, with school lunches?
I'd say I'm pretty experienced.
I know your friends at Gun High School. We've all seen you be munching on the lunch at school. But tell us about your past life, James.
My history.
Before we knew you as the gun theater mascot that you are today.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, as soon as you put on those tiny hands. Which
from
need to
that
make a
moment
comeback for
They do.
for
my
playing
God.
today. I hope you get tiny hands again. James, tell us about your school lunch experience before Gun High School.
All right. So
Is this just a Gun High School thing, or is this
no.
okay.
This has been a thing that's I've been getting school lunches pretty much my whole life now.
Wow. So
Yeah.
you are like the most experienced in the world.
In the world. Well, I not like in the world because there are like seniors out there that's been getting their
You
whole
heard
life.
it. You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah.
But tell us. I mean,
Yeah. Back in the ye old days of elementary school,
the old days.
I'd always like everyone. Okay, not everyone, but like I'd say like half the people in elementary school, at least in my elementary school, would get hot lunch, and like the other half would have what we called cold lunch, which is just bringing food in from home. I don't know why we called it cold lunch.
And if it was hot,
It was hot.
they would put ice cubes in the other kids' lunch boxes and go cold lunch.
Cold lunch.
And nobody would ever know who was doing it. And James was the mastermind behind it all.
Oh, speaking of that, this is a totally very tangentially related story. But one time,
You should have seen the face James just gave me. Go on, James.
I kind of exploited the system. Okay.
What? Of hot lunches or of
No.
children with cold
Of
lunches?
children with cold lunches.
That's not a system.
No.
I was kind of making a joke. Okay, go.
So there was one of my friends. This guy's name was Jacob. Shoutouts to Jacob.
Shout out to Jacob.
He always brought cold lunch. He was a cold lunch man, right? I think his parents would always pack him some kind of fruit. And one time he was bringing some watermelon to school. He was packing them watermelon.
That is not a good. As someone who had a lot of cold lunches throughout their school years, watermelon is not a great thing to bring to school. It's hard to package.
Yeah.
It leaks all the time.
does.
And it's just not worth sitting in your lunchbox for like 5 hours and then eating it. Like you need to have your watermelon immediately. So,
Well,
sorry,
apparently
Jacob.
this kid did not realize that at the time. And so he brought some watermelon to school.
Okay.
And during lunch, we were all sitting by Jacob, the man, the myth, the legend.
Who was all? Just your friend group?
Just, yeah, some of my friends.
And Jacob was your friend?
Jacob was
in
my
the friend group?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Let's just clarify.
And he unpacked his lunch, and he had this watermelon. And then all the kids, I don't know why,
In
but
pieces or like a big slice?
no, not like half a watermelon.
Okay.
Just like slices of watermelon, And then he was unpacking these watermelon, and everyone was like, "Whoa, watermelon!" I don't know why, but elementary schoolers are obsessed with watermelon.
They are?
At least my friend group was, and seemingly a lot of other people were. I don't know why.
Was watermelon like a big... Remember like when mustaches were a thing?
Yeah,
Was that watermelon also a thing
I-
at some point? No. There was some fruit that was like really like the thing.
No.
Like it was like mustaches, but I don't remember what it was. Sorry, go on.
Interesting. Well, yeah. Anyways, he was bringing out the watermelon, and I was like, everybody was like, "Oh, watermelon! I love watermelon. Can I please have a piece?" And then he was like, he wasn't having any of that. Okay. He was like,
You mean he wasn't giving any of
No,
it to you guys?
yeah.
But he was having the
Yeah, he
watermelon.
was he was having the watermelon. He was having all the watermelon. And while everybody else was like, "Oh, watermelons is great. I love watermelon so much." I was sitting over there like, you know what? I don't like watermelon.
Really?
Watermelon kind
Is this a real opinion? That you have?
this was back in elementary
Okay,
school.
this is
It's
back when you were a controversial
a controversial
8-year-old.
man. And I was like, I was sitting over there like, I don't like watermelon. I was sitting there cross-armed, pouty face on my look.
Pouty face on my look. There's no edits in this podcast, so enjoy living that one down for the rest of your life. Everyone in the comment section on Instagram, you have to put, what did you even say? Pouty face
Pouty
on
face
my
on my
look
look.
at James
Awful.
in the comments of everything.
Awesome. Awful.
Oh,
awesome.
wow.
But yeah, I was like, I don't like watermelon. And then everybody was like, "What? You don't like watermelon?" And I was like, "Yeah, I don't like watermelon." And then everybody was like, "No, you've had the wrong watermelon."
They're correct. There is a right and wrong watermelon. But it's so funny that they're like so adamant about it.
But yeah, everyone was like, you need to try a piece of this watermelon and tell us if you like it or not. And then, because Jacob wasn't sharing it with anyone else, but Jacob was like, oh, if you don't like watermelon, you need to try this watermelon, and you will like the watermelon. I promise you. And I was like, I don't think I will like it, but sure.
So hang on, you said this was an okay, I'm gonna listen to the rest of the story before I.
And so he just gave me a bunch of his watermelon, and I just started eating it. And I still back then was like, oh, watermelon isn't that great. It's just like water, right? And it's just like.
You're getting a lot of hate from our listeners right now.
Sorry, guys.
Already a lot of support. I don't know how our.
We'll find out.
I don't know how our listeners feel about watermelon.
I was just munching along on the watermelon.
Yeah.
I was like, and then I was like, nah, this ain't it, guys, this ain't it. And then everybody else was like, what? And then that's the story of how I gamed this kid's watermelon that he wasn't willing to.
But he didn't even like it, right?
No, Jacob liked it.
Yeah, but you were just it wasn't an exploit of like I get the watermelon. It was an exploit of Jacob doesn't get the watermelon.
Well.
So you were just being a dick.
I was just being a dick. That was the point of the story. No, the point of the story.
Do you hear that water dripping?
No.
I thought I heard our bathroom leaking. Okay, never mind. Go on, James.
Well, yeah. The point of the story is I got free watermelon
that you didn't even like, and the other kid liked.
Well, yeah.
You deprived him of watermelon.
I did. Well, that's an L for him. I got free food. Free food is free food, my friend.
So okay, so James, now I'm gonna ask you a question that maybe we're gonna go back a little bit to our topic. off of watermelon. Comment down below if you like watermelon or not. If you agree with James, or 8-year-old James. So you like watermelon now, though?
I'd say.
Or
I
you're
like
like impartial to it.
I mean, I don't like love it. I don't think it's like the best fruit in the world, but like I don't like dislike it.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
What do you think you would have been happier getting cold lunches, or were you perfectly content with hot lunches?
Actually, okay, for a while from what I remember, I was pretty content with hot lunches until 5th grade.
5th grade.
So some context. In elementary school, I had this for those of you that don't know, if you ever talk to me about elementary school, I'll tell you that I had an amazing time in elementary school.
Really?
It was some of my best years in life.
And we're back. James, don't say that word on the podcast ever again. Wow.
What?
Glad I caught that in editing. Okay, we're back. Just know, James, that's strike number 1, you dirty man. Okay. Why don't you continue?
I'm sorry,
why don't you continue telling us about your elementary school life while I get myself a tissue?
I'm sorry, guys. I really screwed up there.
Go on, James.
Yeah. So those elementary schoolers, they were. Oh yes, I remember what I was talking about. So yeah, if you talk to me about elementary school. You'll find that I had a lovely experience in elementary school.
And yeah, that's so weird. I had a horrible time in elementary school. I'm gonna be quite honest. I really hated elementary school.
And that's the sentiment I get from a lot of different people. Like,
well, I feel like a lot of people are pretty impartial. They look back on their elementary school thinking like, oh, I'm a dumb kid.
Yeah.
Like I wish I wasn't a dumb kid. But I really look back on elementary school and think, wow, I really hated everything.
Yeah, I'm like,
not to turn this podcast into a depressing moment. But we are talking about hot lunches. All right, go on. Your elementary school life was awesome.
Yeah, and I'm one of like the few people that I've ever met. Well, I guess you can't really meet yourself, but whatever. I'm the only one of the few people that I know.
You know what, James? Sometimes people have journeys, and they really find themselves, and they meet themselves,
and they finally find out what's in that monk's room.
Okay.
Damn it, you didn't get the joke.
I get it, but I think I get it.
Well, I hate him.
Okay.
And yeah, not many people
That wasn't a Doctor Strange reference, was
No.
it? Okay.
Not many people can say that they've had a great time in elementary school. But anyways, how was this related to what I was saying?
You were talking about if you wished you had hot lunch or cold lunch.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, I was talking about... Okay. And one of the contributing factors to why elementary school was so great is that I had a wonderful principal. Oh.
Okay, your principal was epic?
My principal
was epic also.
Yeah.
I had that
From kindergarten to 4th grade, we had the same principal, but I don't remember why. I think he got like a better job offer in some like more expensive school district.
Interesting.
And so he had to go over there and work over there.
Well, he didn't have to, but he just didn't like you guys as much.
Yeah, no, it was kind of sad. And then
Understandable.
in 5th grade, we got this principal that like everyone hated.
That everyone hated. Why do you sound like Burger King? Foot lettuce? Why is that how that turned out all of a sudden?
That's lovely.
So lovely.
But yeah, one of the things that the 5th grade principal changed was they like fired some of the hot lunch serving people that they'd had since I was in kindergarten.
I didn't even know that they were in charge of that.
Maybe they weren't, but I'm just like putting the blame on them because I did not like them. I hated them. Exactly.
And you can't tell why.
I can tell
Maybe
why.
you hated them because of the hot lunch.
I hated them because exactly. But yeah, the hot lunch changed, and in 5th grade, I just had some awful experiences with hot lunch.
Because of the new people?
I think it was because of the new people. I don't know if it was directly because of the new people, but like the food quality definitely got worse. And one time I found a tooth in my burger.
What?
Yeah.
Like a human tooth?
Yeah. Well, I didn't know if it was a human tooth. I just know it was a tooth.
That's not any better. Wait, like an actual like tooth?
Yes.
How did you like? Was it in the meat?
Yes.
That's not the people's fault. That's the company's fault.
I didn't know.
Wait, like were you sure it was a tooth?
Back when I was in elementary school, I was very sure it was a tooth.
Now in like present day, are you sure it was a tooth?
I don't know. I don't know what it was. I remember biting into my burger, and like there was something just hard that I bit down on, and like I was like, "What is this?"
Are you sure it wasn't your own tooth?
No, I'm sure it was not my own tooth. I'm 100% sure. I bit down, and there's just something hard like in the burger, and I was like, "Ugh, gross! What is this?" I spit it out. So back then I had a problem with bones in meat or fish or something.
Yeah, most people love eating bones. Actually. You're the minority there.
And so I was like, is this a bone or something? I spit it out and it looked like a tooth. And I showed
I would never be able to eat a hot lunch again after that.
Yeah,
That's insane.
It was awful. It was very, very awful. And then I remember just having other like similar experiences. They weren't like teeth or anything, but I just remember like finding stuff in my food that was just awful. And it was,
did you tell like your mom about
I did. I did tell my mom.
And what did she say to that?
I don't remember. Nothing happened. I still eat hot lunch to this day.
Yeah,
So,
I know you do, and I'm surprised that you do.
Oh, I think I found hair in several of the meals as well. But like back then, I just like there was nothing I could like. I couldn't complain to the waiter or something, right?
Why?
Well, I was just in elementary school. I was just like, oh, there's
I was just imagining you at like a very fancy restaurant. Excuse me, there's a tooth in my burger, and they're just like, we don't care about your opinion. You're 7 years old.
Oh yeah, speaking of that, one time, okay, another completely random tangent, but I was at this very fancy, like, Italian restaurant one time, and, like, this was when I was much older. This was maybe, like, 2 or 3 years ago.
Who were you with?
I was with, like, my mom, and I don't remember who else, but I was with my family. And we were at this fancy Italian restaurant, like $40, $50 meals, right? And the place was great. I loved going there. It's very good food.
Yeah.
And at the end of the night, I was eating the dessert, which was like this kind of chocolate cake kind of thing.
Okay.
And you know how some chocolate cakes have like the little chocolatey bits at the top, like thin chocolate pieces that are like sprinkled.
Yeah.
Those things. I was biting into the cake, and one of those like chocolate pieces, it was a piece of plastic. And I was like, there's no way they put, like, okay, I bit down and it was hard.
Well, you know they do that sometimes in cake.
Really?
Like they just put like instead of like, not like instead of, but they put like a plastic topper instead of a chocolate topper.
Why?
Because it's just cheaper.
But what if you eat that?
But you're not, like, that's the thing, you're not supposed to, like, the idea is that you're so fancy you're not going to eat the topper, but like...
But you're going to eat the whole cake.
Yeah, well, some people don't think when they're fancy.
Okay. Well, I don't think this piece of plastic was meant to
Really?
be there.
Okay, interesting.
No. Yeah. This piece of plastic was definitely not meant to be there. I bit down on it and I was like, there's something hard here that I was not expecting to be there. I spit it out.
It was a tooth.
It was a tooth. No, it was...
I still can't get over the fact you found a tooth in your fucking burger.
I know, I you know, looking back, that's like an insane
That
experience.
is an awful thing to... You should not be finding a tooth anywhere other than in your own mouth. And it should be yours.
It just wasn't like that. I didn't really think about it back then. Like, I thought, oh, this is awful, I hate this, but like, that's a tooth.
Yeah, that's a fucking tooth.
Anyways, back to this story. I just found a piece, I spit it out, it was a piece of plastic, and I was like, there's just no way, like, what? Why is there a piece of plastic here? I didn't like freak out or anything like I did, like, I wasn't like, oh, this is so gross, I can't eat this anymore. I called the waiter over and I was like,
You called the waiter over?
I called the waiter over and I was like, excuse me, I think I found a piece of plastic in my cake. And I was like, I was very apologetic about it. Like, I'm sorry, I didn't
order the plastic.
I was like, I don't want to complain about this because it's not like ruining my experience, but it's just very strange to find a piece of plastic. And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'll take this away right away. And like,
He didn't come back.
yeah. No, he came back and we got the whole meal for free.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Everything?
Yeah.
Like, before that and
I
everything?
think so.
What the
From
fuck?
what I can remember, it was a whole, like, the piece of plastic was very much meant not to be there. And I was like, oh, well, that's convenient.
Oh, my God. Wow. They
Yeah.
gave you the whole meal for free because it was a piece of plastic?
Yeah, but, like, why was there a piece of plastic in the cake?
See, now I'm pretty sure it's absolutely not meant to be there.
Yeah,
Because, like,
exactly.
that is so strange.
Yeah, how do you... What? I don't understand.
Also, how do you get the whole meal for free?
I don't know.
How many people were with you?
Not too many people, like maybe 3 or 4.
That's still a fairly, especially at a fancy restaurant.
Exactly,
That's a
exactly.
sizable whole meal to give away.
But I'm sure they didn't want us going like on Yelp and being like, I found a piece of plastic in my food.
That's fair. That's also
Yeah.
fair.
But it's
That's strange.
Anyways, what were hot lunches?
Hot lunches.
But yeah, that was my elementary. Oh, and also, I always used to get breakfast.
Like the brunch time.
Yeah, like the
thing?
brunch. Well, actually, the thing about in the brunch kind of thing in elementary school was that it happened before school rather than after like the
Really?
first period. Yeah,
I don't think that's how it went in my school.
interesting. But yeah,
We would get there early.
Well, I try to, but like, you know, I've always had a problem with just arriving barely on time at school, so I'd always have to rush through the line and get my food and eat it during the Pledge of Allegiance. Actually, that's another thing.
Eat it during the Pledge of Allegiance.
Did you do the Pledge of Allegiance?
We did the Pledge
Okay,
of
yeah.
Allegiance every day, and that was bizarre.
Yeah. And then we just stopped doing that in later years, and I was like,
Yeah, I
oh,
was like
okay.
so surprised that we didn't do that in middle school. I was like ready every single day. We still did the Pledge of Allegiance every day, I think.
Yeah, me too.
I think every day? No, maybe it was every Tuesday and third. I think we read it in middle school
Really?
on certain days. Did we do that at Terman? Put that in the comments. I don't remember if we did that at Terman. Terman Middle School, or not Terman, Fletcher now, but at the time it was Terman.
Yeah.
My experience with hot lunch was kind of weird now that I think about it. Hot lunch was kind of like a privilege for me.
Really?
Like in elementary school it was a privilege because I think after elementary school the company that like did hot lunches like changed. I think it became like, you know, more healthy oriented and like, you know, I'm sure you recognized the change more than I did. But like before that, like it was like pizza and like hot dogs and it was stuff I never got to eat as a kid. That was like very rarely I would ever eat. And so my mom would be like, okay, today like go and get hot lunch, and like it would be like a day that she like hadn't had time to make me lunch or I hadn't had time to make myself lunch, and so she would be like, go get like hot lunch, and it was usually on a day that there was like pizza or something because I love pizza, and so that was like my experience with it. I always thought the people who got hot lunch were so cool. I was like, they don't care. They don't need their moms to make them lunch. They just go and they're like, oh, give me a slice of pizza. And that's how it works.
I completely saw it as the complete opposite.
No, I'm sure. I'm looking back at it now. I was also just a strange kid in elementary school. I'm looking back at it now. It absolutely wasn't that way. I'm sure people felt really sad or whatever that they were like, oh, this is the same old stupid corn dog or something.
Yeah, that is kind of what it was.
And then in middle school, we had this thing, the snack line, very different, where you could buy snacks and stuff.
Like at Gun?
No, at middle school.
No, but like the...
Almost like the one at middle school, but it was just like chips and
Okay.
like Scooby snacks.
Ooh. It's kind of lovely.
It was nice. I got some hot Cheetos from there once or twice, and that was about the extent of my hot lunch experience in middle school. And then in high school, I think I went once. My mom had like money on there for me just in case. But I went there once, I got like a whole hot lunch thing, and I went, they were like, what's your number? And I was like, oh, my ID number is like 950-205-28. Wow, I remember that.
Congratulations.
And they were like, oh, that's not the number we're looking for.
What?
And I was like, what?
What number were they looking for?
And so, like she didn't even type it in. She was just like, that's not the number we're looking for.
What?
And I was like, oh, okay.
Wait, didn't they have a keypad where you could type it in yourself?
No.
What?
So then the next person in line came up. They were like, what's your number? And he said, his ID number. And I was like,
what?
Huh? So I just put my hot lunch like on a counter and left and didn't have lunch that day because I didn't know what my number that I needed was. I went to another line and the same thing happened. And I was like, why is my number specifically not the right okay number?
Wait.
I wasn't even like sad. I was kind of like, what's wrong with me? like why is my number this is like in freshman year. I was just like, why can't I just get a fucking... I had also waited in line for like 20 minutes at this point, and I just like finally had arrived. I'd gotten like some random salad or something, and I was like, okay, time to go. And they were like, that's not the correct number. And I was like,
wait, you're sure it was your ID?
yeah, it was my ID number.
You told them your
I
ID.
absolutely told, and I showed them my ID card as well, and they were like, nope.
What? That's so weird.
I guess they hate me.
Yeah, but you're probably just like... someone paid them off to ban you from...
Someone paid the people. And my mom was always like, you can go get hot lunch one day if you want. We still have money on there. Like, I don't want it to go to waste. But I was always too scared to go back and be like,
well,
I'm gonna get a hot lunch.
Nowadays, they have like... I don't know if you visited the lunch since then, but ever since I started going to Gun, they've always had like a little keypad where you could just punch in your ID yourself and you don't have to tell them.
That's so much better.
Yeah. So like, I don't like. I really don't like that. The concept of telling them your ID number is weird to me already. And then like,
was that how it was for your high school? You would tell them the ID number, or
no?
Your previous high school, by the way.
My previous high school, it was another kind of ID system.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where you would like
just
show your membership card. My Costco membership, I'm getting...
Yeah, no.
Can I just like Costco pizza for a second? That is good pizza.
It's, okay. The thing about Costco pizza, I've always thought it was like good pizza, but like ever since I moved here, my mom has... Because I used to live with my grandma, right?
Yeah.
And my grandma always cooks for me, right? Mm-hmm. And she always cooks these like huge meals, like this huge bowl of like rice and meat and vegetables and just like the traditional kind of Asian stereotypical what you'd think it is. And
I don't know why that was so. You looked at me like I was going to say something about that. I was kind of like, no, I'll let that slide. Then he was like, really? Okay. He was like giving me the racism. Okay, sorry. Go on.
I feel so bad they don't have like any cameras. There's so much.
I know there's
interaction.
a lot of good things. By the way, if you really want us to do that, a lot of people keep telling me to do the Twitch thing.
Oh yeah.
We should do the
Twitch
Twitch
my
thing.
God.
On the shitty computer camera too. Sorry, go on, James.
Great.
Tell us about Costco.
But yeah, my grandma always used to cook these huge meals for me, and like already when I ate these meals, I was like, oh, I'm gonna be so full at the end of this. But my grandma, you know how grandmas are, like, oh, take more food, and even if I'm like, oh no, I don't want any more, she's like, oh, have more food.
That was an epic gesture.
And yeah, so I was very used to stuff like that. But when I moved here, my mom
From Santa Clara.
yeah. My mom did not like cook as much for me, and so I got used to a lot more of my mom like buying meals from me from like somewhere, and like a very frequent place because my mom like back in Santa Clara we'd always go to Costco, right?
Yeah.
And there's a Costco very
close.
Yeah, exactly. And so my mom frequently gets me like Costco meals and like Costco pizza and Costco hot dogs. And so at this point I've kind of like
Become sick of it.
I've become very sick of it.
That's fair.
Like, yeah, I think there's some pizzas where like they're like really good and it's very.
What's the best pizza place in your opinion?
What's the best pizza place?
I don't know if my answer is controversial, but I think I have an answer that a lot of people don't super agree with.
I think, actually, after coming here, I've come to really enjoy Papa John's.
Really?
Yeah, like
That's one of my lesser like pizzas.
really, I
honest.
really like the garlic that comes with every pizza.
The garlic is cool. I think that the pizza itself is a little bit. It reminds me of the pizza at my school.
Really?
Yeah. Which
That's
I'll talk
so
about my hot lunch
interesting.
at my school, my cafeteria lunch, I guess, at my school.
That's so
later,
interesting
but-
because
Yeah.
for me, Papa John's is like, okay, for those of you that don't know, spoiler alert, cheese and pepperoni are my least favorite pizza, like, flavors. What do you even call that?
Types of
Types
pizza.
of
James
pizza.
likes a lot of crap on his pizza.
Yeah.
And I agree. I agree with that.
I like anything.
I mean, I like pizza in general. But
Yeah, I like pizza in general too, but I'd rather have anything but cheese and pepperoni.
No, that's fair.
But Papa John's is the only place where I felt like, whoa, this cheese pizza is like really good, and I
That's so interesting.
enjoy having the cheese pizza, like just as cheese.
I think there are two things about Papa John's that I don't love about their pizza. If I may spoil
No,
the
go ahead.
experience
Go
for you.
ahead.
I think one is that the sauce is a little too sweet for me.
Sweet.
Yeah, I think it's a little too sweet. I think some places, I recently realized this. I was having the pizza from my cafeteria and I was like, this sauce is sweet. And I was like, oh. It's not like sweet like, oh, I'm having a candy right now. It's like, it's just like more sweet than
Interesting.
other sauces. And I don't really like that. And then also the sauce, this is all very sauce related. The sauce isn't a cohesion between the cheese and the crust. I think the sauce kind of is like
Okay.
in the middle, and like both parts feel like they want to be set. Like they taste good altogether, but like physically, like when it's in your mouth, texture wise, you feel like the ingredients are not blending as well.
That's
You know what I
so
mean?
interesting.
Those are my opinion, but I do agree that the garlic thing that they have with it is very good.
Yeah.
That makes up for a lot of their pizza.
Yeah, definitely. There's like no other pizza place that does that. and
Oh
it's
yeah,
so
no,
sad.
it's quite good. I would go there and just be like, hey, can I have a bunch of the garlic stuff? But yeah, I don't really love their pizza, which is sad because it's so close.
Yeah.
It's the closest pizza place to us, I think.
I think it is, yeah. And it's like, it's relatively fast.
Yeah, I was sad that the make your own pizza place in
Oh,
Santana Row
the
closed. Not Santana Row, in San Antonio Center. What was it called?
Pizza Chicago? No, that's the
Not
wrong
Pi-
one.
oh, Pizza Chicago used to be the closest to us.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's not anymore, which is sad.
Oh.
Pizza Chicago used to be my favorite pizza place. I grew up there, basically.
I love their pizzas. I think that's also a good contender for my top pizza.
They were also very good. I think they got worse as I got older. The management
sad.
changed a little bit.
Makes sense.
The old manager used to love me, and I loved him. It was
Aw.
very awesome.
That's epic.
My favorite pizza place is actually Mountain Mike's at the moment.
Really? I don't
Yes.
think I've eaten there.
It's not a very well-known place. It's really good. It's very flavorful. And I really like the texture of the pizza. I think the price is pretty fair also, like if we're counting price into this at all.
How much is it?
I think it's relatively, like, it's a little bit less than Papa John's, I think.
Okay.
And they have a ton of different cool combinations of pizza. Their pepperoni is like spicy and it's like yummy.
Oh.
It's good. It's a good pizza place. The one we have closest to us is near Piazza's. And it's a little sketchy sometimes there.
Ooh.
Not sketchy, but it's like, sometimes you're just kind of like, these people don't seem to care. But the pizza is always really good. I really like their pizza. That's my favorite pizza place. I've also come to appreciate Pizza My Heart recently. Not their pizzas as a whole, but the slices that they heat up, those are really fantastic. I think the pizzas as a whole get a little too soggy,
Interesting.
I think.
Soggy. I guess I do see that.
I'm really into texture when it comes to pizza.
Right. I'm into variety. Yeah.
I'm also into variety, no. I mean, that also. But it has to be a good base before. Somebody posted on Twitter today. It was like, you can't go into Smash Bros and start practicing combos without knowing the mechanics of the game. And I was like, that's how I like
you
my
describe pizza.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can't go in making combo pizza if you don't know how to make a good pizza.
That makes sense.
What was this is such a crazy tangent that we just went on.
Well, I mean, it makes for a better podcast.
It makes for a great podcast. Vote us podcast of the year, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah, and one more thing about Costco pizzas, it's like if you leave it out, if you like just leave it in its packaging for like 30 minutes or so, like if you don't eat it like right after you buy it, then it becomes like really, really awful. Like it becomes super, super soggy.
Have I told you my Costco pizza story?
Oh no, I don't believe you have.
So you know I'm a huge pizza guy, right? I love pizza.
Oh, I did not know that.
Oh, pizza is my favorite food.
Oh wow, okay.
And so, yeah, for those of you who don't know, pizza is my favorite food of all time. So if you want to make me happy, just go buy me a pizza. Not from Papa John's. Sorry,
All
James. What was I going to say?
Your pizza story.
Oh, my pizza story. And so this was when I was in middle school, I think. Yeah, I was in middle school. Or I was either my freshman year or I was in middle school. And my younger brother was having this event at his elementary school, like a big event. So my mom was helping plan it with a bunch of other parents. So they ordered a bunch of Costco pizza. And by the time the event was over, they had so much Costco pizza left over.
Right.
They had at least 6 whole pizzas. No, more than 6.
What?
Because we took home 6 whole pizzas.
Why?
Because it was free food.
Oh, but like 6 pizzas?
And that was not, I think there were like 8 pizzas left over and 6 of them we took home.
Wow. Damn.
And so,
You're gonna host a party at your own place.
well, here's the thing. What happened was that I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to eat all this pizza. And my mom was like, you're going to get sick of pizza. Like, if you just like eat it all the time. And I was like, no, I'm not going to get sick of pizza. She was like, well, can you eat pizza for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for a whole week? And I said, absolutely.
Oh no.
And guess who ate pizza for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for a whole week?
No way.
I did.
No.
And I was not
way.
sick of it.
Really?
That next week, I kept eating more of the pizza. Not every single day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but I would like have it for lunch or I would have it for dinner.
Oh
and it was
my
like,
God.
I mean, it was absolutely awful. I had to work it off so much. It really was like not good for my health. But like it was. I mean, it was Costco pizza. It was all Costco pizza. Still delicious. And I really was eating that.
How
pizza.
did you warm it up? That's my question.
We had it in the freezer. So what happened was I had it in the freezer and then I put it in the toaster oven. And I would warm it up on aluminum foil.
Wow.
Yeah. Don't microwave pizza to warm it up.
No, please.
Don't microwave
please.
pizza.
I'd rather eat pizza cold than
Yeah,
microwave.
I would sometimes eat it cold.
Wow. Yeah. Damn. That's...
It was fantastic knowing that like I could just like be hungry and I was like, I can have anything or pizza.
Yeah. Wow.
I had that choice.
I cannot.
And it wasn't just like cheese. It was like there was combo. It was mostly combo. So it was like my favorite from Costco too. So I was like, Costco food. Some of the other Costco foods I haven't had as many of. I know the berry shake that they have is good.
Those. Yeah.
That's good. I just
I haven't
had
had that in a long time.
is it the Hot Pocket? I don't know what it's called.
Oh, you mean the chicken bake?
The chicken bake for the first
The
time the other
chicken
day.
bake is so lovely. How have you only
Fantastic.
had it for the first time?
I always thought it was so small, and I got
It's
it, and it was
huge.
massive. I mean, if you think this was the size of like my forearm, it was enormous. I was looking at my forearm to make sure, and it was. I'm pretty accurate, right?
Yeah,
It was
no, yeah.
It is a large fucking item. I got it with like 2 slices of pizza. And I was so full. I was really, really full.
Real, I cannot imagine eating all that in one sitting.
Well, I did. Wow. And I was full. It was really quite good. I was with my younger cousins, and one of them had gotten like a hot dog, or no, they got the chicken sandwich or something, which is good. I think that's like
It's probably like one of the
weaker items.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
just because of quantity.
Yeah,
It's just like there's so many better
Yeah.
things that you can get.
that and the burger, I think, are
There's a burger. Yeah. Oh, there's a burger at some locations.
yeah.
I've never had the burger.
I didn't like.
I've had everything except the hot dog and the burger.
You haven't had the hot dog?
I haven't had a whole hot dog, but I've had some like
Okay.
bites of the hot dog. My other cousin got the hot dog, and that looked good too. Also large.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's the largest.
I think the pizza or the chicken bake is probably the best bang
Oh,
for
yeah,
your buck from
definitely.
there. The chicken bake is pretty good. I would say don't get anything else with it, but get a drink for sure.
Oh, yes.
I got it's pretty salt. A lot of this food is very, very salty. So get a nice refreshing lemonade.
Well, the thing about the hot dog is that it's only $1, and it comes with a free drink.
Oh, does it?
Yeah,
Come with a free drink.
yeah. At least in the Costco.
Oh,
that-
that's definitely a bang for your buck.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, wow.
Like the hot dog itself.
Costco in general is kind of a bang for your
Yeah,
buck.
it
Don't
is.
eat there every day, like James is telling you. But
No, I'm not.
what?
I'm not saying eat there every day.
No, I'm saying listen to James when he
Oh
says
yes,
don't
yes,
eat there every
definitely
day.
don't eat there every day. But they have. If you're willing to like, just not eat the healthiest food, then Costco is probably one of the best choices.
Here's the thing: can you go into Costco to the food court without having a membership?
I think so. I don't think so.
I think generally the consensus is that you can't, but you can. What my dad always tells me is that just go and tell them you're going to get a Costco card and then go to the food court instead.
Wait, that's kind of big brain.
Yeah,
Oh.
But I don't know if that's like, I don't know if he's just saying that because he thinks it's not okay. Because I've read online both that it's okay to eat at the food court and like it's totally fine, but also in real life, like I've tried to go to the food court and they were like, no, you need a Costco membership.
Oh,
And it's
really?
like, so I don't know. There's actually a Costco like right across from my school. I should go try it
really?
out.
Wow.
Yeah, because there's do you know the train station, the transit center?
Oh,
that the
yeah,
bus goes
yeah.
off?
Oh, yeah,
If you
yeah.
cross the train tracks, the tunnel, there's a Costco like right across.
Really? Wow. That's
Yeah.
that's awesome.
So I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna go this week. I'm kind of short for cash in college. Speaking of eating at college, my biggest experience with cafeteria lunches is in college right now. I kind of eat there every day, basically.
Tell us more.
So basically, how it works is that you pay for a bunch of points beforehand, and it's required that you pay for a bunch of points that you can redeem for like food or whatever. And you pay for that beforehand, like with your tuition and stuff. Why are you smiling so suspiciously?
What?
Like, you're smiling like you're like ha 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 loser. And that's what it looks like. I was just like, what is he gonna say? Like, what am I saying that's so awful? Am I saying something? I was like, is there like toilet paper on my face? The most mischievous smile. You're like enjoying my talk about the points being paid beforehand way too much. I'm very suspicious now.
Imagine going to college, loser.
Basically, also I'm putting the mouse over here so that doesn't happen again. Basically, what happens. So you have all the points, and you're supposed to like use them all because none of them roll. Stop smiling.
All right, fine. Jeez.
The points don't. The points. The points don't. You look like a Muppet. This is the best part of today's podcast. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. We watched a try not to laugh video before this actually, and clearly none of the talent has rolled over. Oh my god.
Oh, lovely.
Oh wow.
You guys get all unedited
version, except for the bad naughty word that James said earlier. That I had to edit out. Really made sure. And remember, that's your first strike.
We can't have the children hearing that. Oh, I'm sorry.
2 more strikes and you're out of the podcast. You look like that one, the bird Muppet. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Sam the Eagle.
What?
I mean, look up Sam the Eagle.
Oh my god. Here we go.
Oh my god. Sam the Eagle.
Sorry, guys. You guys are really. Oh,
You look
Lord.
like there's one right there.
Oh, Lord Almighty. Oh, God. Oh, praise the heavens above. Oh.
This was me and this was you. This is the image for the podcast today, by the way.
Oh, lovely.
Oh.
Fantastic. You're talking about.
So you have prepaid points, right? And so you kind of have to like use all the points up. Like they don't roll over or anything. You just have to you have to use them all up. And so there's like a breakfast time, and then they switch it to a lunch time, and then there's a dinner time. And the food is actually like so what happens is that when it's transitioning from one like type of meal of the day to a different meal of the day, there's only 2 places open for eating at. One of them is the Fire Grill, and one of them is the 540 Grill. And the Fire Grill has like burgers and French fries and chicken sandwiches or something, and it's like not great. It's mostly just like pre-frozen like stuff, and then they heat it up. They have grilled cheeses and stuff, and that's like what I usually get from there. You get pretty sick of that pretty quickly because that's open almost all the time. I think the cafeteria is generally open until 11 p.m. and then to 1 a.m. on some days.
Oh, that's not too bad.
So yeah, not too bad, but it's always just Fire Grill, the thing. And then there's also the pizza place, and the pizza is very similar to Papa John's except worse, I would say. Oh, it's birds.
Oh, that
It wasn't
makes
water,
sense.
it was birds. I thought it was like something like spraying.
Yeah. you're
Throwback to like the start of this podcast. And that's all stuff I'm pretty sick of. The pizza is fine. Like sometimes I'll be like, I really want pizza, and I'll go there and get it. And just because I don't want to spend money like on outside places, I realized how expensive stuff is when I was like not making any money or anything from being a tutor and stuff. So, yeah, money is hard to come by, and so I'll use my points a lot. And then during the lunch, the breakfast hours are okay. They have like pancakes. I had them once with you guys, and they were good.
Yeah, that's right.
And then I had them a second time later, and they were just not good. Like
Really?
They were the exact same, but I was like, okay, I'm sick of this.
Okay.
They're very soft, and they're just kind of like squishy and sticky.
Yeah.
They were like good at the time.
Yeah.
I thought they were really good. And then I was
You
like,
thought they were really
not
good.
really good, but I was like, these are good for what I thought they were going to be from just pancakes being dropped out of my plate out of this box. But then they were like, not good at all the next time. Like, next time I was kind of like, I was like, oh, yuck. Oh, yuck. And that's like fine. Then they have a salad bar that you can get salad from. And that's pretty cool. But the greatest places are like when it is prime lunch hour and prime dinner hour. And it's very busy all the time. But what they have is they have this Asian themed one called Pacific Rim.
What?
It's an awful name. I always thought it was like a movie reference when I was touring the school. It's really just their Asian food
It's just
themed food place. And they have good stuff. They usually alternate between like some sort of beef and some sort of orange chicken. And it's like good usually. I like their food a lot. I haven't eaten from this one, but this is they have an Italian pasta area, which is cool. Just yesterday, I had for the first time they have one place called the Organic Coop, and they make like actual chicken sandwiches.
Wait, coop or coup?
Coop.
Okay.
Like chicken coop.
Okay. Not like a government.
No, not like a government coup. Unless it is like a government coup, and I'm just saying it wrong. Because it's a government themed chicken place.
Wow. They serve you cameras.
The government does that already. Ha ha ha. Covering the camera so the FBI agent can't see us. No, and that was really good actually. They had like some sort of sauce that was really fantastic, and the chicken was good. They gave you 2 chicken patties.
Wow.
You're really unimpressed by this.
Well, I mean,
I'm gonna take
it's
you
just-
one day for the chicken sandwich.
It's just
it was good.
2 chicken. What's the
No, and then there was some coleslaw that wasn't like weird. Like coleslaw usually is kind of like wacky, but it was like just like the vegetables of coleslaw and like some jalapeno. It was good. It was very good. More expensive, but definitely worth the price. But I think the best thing that they have there is the Mexican food place, which is they have this thing called the super burrito. That's basically just a Chipotle burrito,
Oh, that's epic.
and it's the same price.
Really?
And it's just good, and it comes very fast. It's made very quickly.
Does it taste like the same?
Oh, it tastes fantastic. I really like it. It tastes really good.
Wait, that's awesome.
No, it's quite good. And that place is really good. They have the quesadillas that are really good. You can get chicken in those. Their tacos are fine. It's just like a tortilla with meat in it. And they have chips and guac that you can get and stuff. It's good. It's good stuff.
Yeah, actually, Chipotle is like one of the few places that I feel like I'd never like tire of. I remember.
Really?
Yeah. So,
They have burrito bowls at this place too, just like Chipotle. So it's like,
that's awesome.
it's really just a Chipotle knockoff.
But yeah, there was this one time, like in freshman year, we had kind of a long story, but there was this sort of internship program we could do, and where we would go intern
Interesting.
somewhere for 2 weeks.
You interned at Chipotle.
I did not intern at Chipotle. But we could go intern somewhere for 2 weeks instead of going to school. And I was like, frick school. I'm going to go intern somewhere. And I chose the library because, I like
You
reading.
intern at the library?
Well, okay. When I went to the library, it wasn't an internship. It was a volunteering kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay.
But like it was still like on paper it was like an internship kind of thing.
Okay, interesting.
And
I was gonna say, like, what does an internship at the
no,
library
yeah,
mean?
it was, yeah, it was much more volunteering than that. But like I was just at the library all day for like 2 weeks, and this was
rocks.
yeah, it was awesome. And this was 4 times a year, and I would look forward to these times.
4 times only?
It was a complicated thing. I'll explain it at a different time. But yeah, I just got to go to the library and chill there like all day instead of going to school for 2 weeks straight.
Wow.
And those were probably like some of my best memories of freshman year. Like it was just so awesome. Anyways, this is a side tangent. But I'd have a like 1 hour lunch break in the middle of the day, and it was kind of awesome because like this is like the first time.
Was this a paid internship? No, right?
No, because it was like connected with the school. kind of
Yeah,
thing.
okay, that would be crazy if
Yeah.
it was.
And so this was like the first time I've really had like an hour where I could go anywhere and I could be just like all by myself.
Watch. Never mind.
What? Okay. But yeah, like always, like freshman year, we were a very small campus. So like even if you wanted to leave, like
Okay.
first of all, we couldn't. And second of all, there's
First of all, they locked us in. Second of all, there was just nowhere to go to because we were renting out an office building and there's just a bunch of office buildings around us. And so, a complicated thing. Interesting.
Sorry. But yeah, this is the first time I really just had like time alone to myself where I could just go eat somewhere without someone monitoring me. Like I didn't have to worry about like my mom or anything. So I always just went to Chipotle because
Whenever James was in class, he'd just be like typing something on his computer, like for an essay, and he would look up at his mom is like looking at it from a window or like from the ceiling tile, just checking on you, making sure there's no teeth in your burger.
Oh God. But yeah, I'd always go to Chipotle because the library was in this like plaza with a bunch of other restaurants, and like there were other places I could go to that were nice, and sometimes I'd go to those other places. Like I fell in love with the Cold Stone in that place. Like
That is
even
kind of underrated
yeah.
place.
Lovely ice cream place, Cold Stone.
Yeah.
I used to go there like almost every week.
Wow, really? I used to go there almost every week with my father.
Wow, that's awesome. But yeah, I just eat Chipotle every day, and I never got sick or tired of it. I just loved it.
I know people who feel the exact opposite way.
Really?
And some people who feel exactly the same way. Jabron Hamady, shout out to Jabron Hamady, really likes Chipotle. Like loves Chipotle. I think he would never be sick of it. I have a friend in college named Daniel. Shout outs to Daniel. And he also loves Chipotle. I mean, this last week he was like, I haven't had Chipotle in almost a week. I gotta go. And then he went to Chipotle.
Wow, what a guy!
Yeah,
what a guy.
And he calls it Chipotle.
Chipotle.
And not just like sometimes he'll be like, oh, I forgot to call it Chipotle. He knows it as Chipotle.
Oh, wow!
Even though he knows it's Chipotle, he calls it Chipotle.
Okay.
It's awful.
What a great man. But yeah,
it's a Chipotle.
Personally, what I really
Chipotle, please sponsor us.
Yes, please.
Can we email them and ask them for a sponsor? That's what we should start doing.
Oh my
Emailing companies for sponsorship.
Oh my god. This is where we make bank.
This is
the start.
This is where we Patreon coming soon, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, continue, James.
But yeah, it's just I don't know. I think personally what I really like about Chipotle is that their rice is like really good.
Their rice is do you get white rice or brown rice?
I will get white rice.
I get brown rice, and I still love that rice. I know a lot of people don't like brown rice. I really like brown rice, and that's really good for me.
Sometimes I just consider just like going up to Chipotle and being like, how much is just like a bowl of rice from your place? But I've never like fully gone through with it. But I really want to because that's my favorite thing from Chipotle, just their rice. Like I guys, like come on, it's some good rice.
Do we make an Asian joke here?
Anyways, you're talking about your Mexican restaurant in your college.
It's not a restaurant. It's just like a food stand. It's almost exactly like the hot lunches at. You've been there. It's almost like a very, very large version of the stuff at Gun. It's almost like that because they have like different options. Or do they still have different options at Gun?
Yeah.
In there, yeah, they have different options, but like, yeah. So that's pretty cool. I think overall it's a nice place. I think what bothers a lot of people is that you have to pay for the points beforehand, so you're forced to use them. Right. I know some people who are already very, very sick of the food and like actually like don't want to go there, so they just have a bunch of points that they aren't using. There's also a place where you can use the points in the basement of the cafeteria called the Cellar, and that's basically like
where
a small.
People play D&D.
I wish, do they?
That's a joke about like how sweaty nerds play in the basement and the cellar.
They probably have a D&D club down there, though. So the Cellar is like a supermarket. I didn't know how to like segue off of that. It's just a supermarket in the basement, and they have like everything there that like a college student would eat, but for like 3 times the price. And that's what I use most of my points, or not most of my points, but I use like a fair amount of my points on there because I don't eat as much anymore in college, so. So like usually I got cereal for breakfast now, so I don't ever go to Benson anymore for breakfast because it's just stupid. And the salad bar opens just too late, so that's what I usually had for breakfast. But I realized that it was eating up too much of my time sitting there waiting for the salad bar to open.
Nah.
The salad bar is probably the best. No, the Mexican place is still better. But the salad bar is also pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of just put together your own salad, and then it's $10.
Nice. I mean,
It's pretty expensive, but
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
wait, is it not on the points thing?
it is on the points thing.
Okay.
But it's like still like points are like associated with dollars, and it's kind of
Yeah,
like
okay, that is fair.
that's a hefty price to pay for
Yeah.
a salad.
Wait, $10? Why? That's a lot. Wait, yeah, that is a lot for
Yeah.
a salad.
I know.
That's strange.
So
But yeah.
epic times.
But you know, like when I tried the food from your college,
And you had just what did you have?
I had a pizza and I had the pancakes.
Yeah, you had pizza and pancakes.
I also had some of the fries that were on the floor.
Shout out to Annie Leonard, our guest from last week.
She found some fries on the
unfortunately
floor and then
found some fries on the floor and was just
we
munching
shared
on them.
them amongst each other.
That's exactly what happened. Go on.
But yeah,
Jeez.
I think obviously, like I don't think it was like as high quality as like a regular normal restaurant.
Of course
right?
not, yeah.
It's a cafeteria, but I still think like the quality was definitely higher than most school lunches I've had. I think it'd take a bit longer for me to get tired of that kind of school lunch.
Oh, probably. I'm not super tired of it. Like I'm already tired of like fire grill because everything is just kind of like reheated, whatever.
Yeah.
The whole place is run by this company called Bon Appetit, which actually there was just a strike at my school.
Oh, that's
last
lovely.
week. Not a strike. It was like people were what is it called when you?
Protest.
Yeah, it was a protest, and people didn't. Or the protest was that people weren't eating at the cafeteria. The cafeteria's name is Benson, so if I say Benson, that's what I'm talking about.
Like a sit-in.
No, people didn't eat at Benson. Like they didn't order from Benson, and instead a bunch of students got together a bunch of food and were handing that out for free.
Oh.
Because apparently
wow.
Bon Appetit is not treating its workers very well.
Oh, no.
Like they're understaffing the place.
Oh.
And so workers are like rushed about and they don't have enough time to on breaks and stuff. And it shows. It is pretty understaffed. Sometimes you'll just be there waiting for food and you're like, there's literally nobody here to serve me. And it's like, why is that the case?
Yeah.
Like, there should be enough people. Like, if you can't have a place open because you're understaffed, just close it and don't or have people order food from it. But like the fact is that they're just like legitimately understaffed, and it's a little sad. I feel bad for some of the workers there. Some people say the workers are just like awful people, and I don't think that's the case. I think some people just are expecting really high standards from something that is running almost 24/7, and just you gotta chill, sir. You gotta chill about the fact that you had to wait 2 minutes for your pizza.
Yeah, that's just kind of sad.
Yeah, it's just like understaffing is just sad.
Yeah. Wow.
But I would say the food is good.
It's good.
Next time you come, I'll get you a burrito.
Awesome.
I'll see how you feel.
I'm
about
excited.
it. I hope I didn't like hype it up too much.
Well, I mean, we'll see, I guess.
Oh, yeah, we'll see. Shout outs to Benson for getting us burritos.
But yeah, there's a lot.
What is your favorite item that you've gotten from Hot Lunch?
From Hot Lunch? Oh,
Recently.
That's from recently? Actually, recently. Okay, so should I explain how the gun lunch system works? Do we have time?
We have time.
We have time.
We have a fair amount of time.
All right. So the way the lunch system works is there are three separate. Okay, there are technically four separate lines, but I count them as three separate lines.
Okay.
So there's two lines coming in from the side of the cafeteria where you actually go into a room.
Is there a reason for different lines?
Yes. I'll get to that.
Oh,
in a
okay,
second.
okay.
Yeah. There are three separate lines, and two of them go into the actual cafeteria room where they have
The other one goes nowhere.
the other one.
Pick the right one.
But yeah, it goes into a room where you can get food, and so one of them, I think one of them is called hot food, and this one's typically the longest line out of all the three lines.
Okay.
Just in sheer number of people. This one is the one that actually has a set schedule, different things every day.
Oh,
I think Monday it's like an Asian rice bowl or something. Yeah, I know. Friday they have ramen. I think
Wow, this is not what I thought they had at this place. Wow, that's so cool.
Thursday they have some kind of like burrito bowl. Wednesday they have chicken drumsticks, and I don't know what they have Tuesday.
Such
Yeah.
an odd combination
no.
of like difficult foods to
Tuesday
make. And, like,
they have pasta.
oh.
Yeah, but anyways, so like there's a set schedule every week, and this hot food line is just you stand in line and then you go in, and there's only like a couple different options of what you can get. Like for example, for the pasta you can either get like those like little disc shaped pastas or like
Disc-shaped pastas? Like,
I don't know what to call them. Like
okay.
they're like disc shaped pastas.
The wheel pastas?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, sorry.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You can get that type of pasta or like what was the other? There was some other kind of pasta. I haven't gone to this line in a long time. And you can either get like tomato sauce or like pesto sauce.
Oh, you can choose your sauce.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So there's a few different options. There's a bit of variety here, but overall not much variety except for the different thing from day to day.
Yeah.
And like another example, a better example is like choosing chicken versus beef. That's probably the best for like the burrito bowl or like the ramen.
Interesting.
But yeah, those are probably. I went there for a while because I thought that was like the only line. Like that was the original line I went to, and I thought that was like the only line. So I got that for a while, and then eventually I got pretty tired of it because I obviously going there every day. And so. Next where I went was the line next to that one where you also go into the cafeteria.
James just going down the line of the lines.
But
It's not that funny.
it's a lovely joke.
I don't know why I thought it was going to be much more funny than it was.
So yeah, the way the cafeteria works is that this doesn't work because you guys can't see what I'm doing, but you can see what I'm doing.
Oh, I can't wait.
Okay, so
I'll describe it as
let's-
he physically describes
let's
it.
pretend this is the cafeteria.
There's a rectangle.
And these are the two lines going in.
On one of the wide side, there's two lines going in.
And so this is sectioned off.
Imagine a smaller rectangle in the bottom right corner of the rectangle.
That's the hot lunch line.
That's the hot lunch line?
Yeah. People go in this way.
Oh, go into that small rectangle. That's the hot lunch line.
Yeah, and then go out this way.
And then they go out at the small side.
Yeah. And then this side is...
That other line.
The other line is... I don't remember what it's called. I think
doesn't
it's-
remember?
Oh, grab and go. That's what it's called. It's called grab and go. And it has like the N.
Grab and go. I don't know why I thought you were saying like gravity something. I was like, what? Okay, so there's the other line is the grab and go.
Okay, you go in, and so now you're in the building, right?
Now you're in the rectangle.
In the other section, not the smaller rectangle. And so...
What?
This one is a smaller rectangle.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so you go in, and like, when you go in, here, there's...
On your left, as soon as you enter the wide side of the rectangle,
There's pizza.
there's pizza.
And then...
There's pizza every day?
Yeah.
Wow. Pizza's not that good.
And then there's... And then if you keep walking forward and then left again,
Keep walking forward and keep looking to your left, though.
there's burgers.
Burgers!
And they're usually with something else.
Usually with something else.
They're usually with like tater tots or like
Tater tots.
French. I don't want to.
French, I don't want to say.
I don't want to call them French fries because they're not French fries.
What are they?
They're like just slices of potato that are baked.
Home style potato.
Sure. I don't.
Home potato?
Interesting. I'd never heard it called that way, but potato slices. I'm gonna call them.
Potato slices.
Also, sometimes there's the worst grilled cheese I've ever eaten.
The worst. Oh, the one in the bag that's all soggy.
Yeah, it's so awful.
I hate looking at those.
And it has like this soup that's like okay, but not really. Anyways, If you ignore your left and just keep walking
If
forward.
you keep walking forward, you're now close to the other wide side of the rectangle.
Yes, you are.
Are you facing that?
You are facing
Facing the wide side of the rectangle,
You're facing
the other
this
one.
wall.
Yeah.
And this is the sandwich. Make your own sandwich.
Make your own. You can make your own
You
sandwich.
can make your own sandwich.
Why is that not the most wanted place?
I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna get to that in a second.
Okay.
But yeah, you have like 3 or 4 different choices of bread.
3 or 4 different choices of bread.
Like 2 to 3 choices of meat from like turkey,
2 to 3 choices
ham.
of meat. This
and,
is
like, one more.
fantastic. What
Yeah,
the
no,
heck?
it's pretty good. And then like 5 different cheeses.
Wow.
Like I think there's
This is like Subway employee VR.
kind of is actually. Not gonna lie.
That's so funny. Okay, keep going.
There's like Swiss. There's the jalapeno.
Oh yeah, pepper jack.
There's the orange one. What is this? Cheddar. And there's like 2 more that I can't name right now.
It doesn't matter.
It does not matter. And then, actually, I forgot to mention. Sorry. Okay. So this is the overall rectangle. This is the smaller rectangle. And then there's like this thing here.
Right in the middle of the big rectangle, the
Yeah.
room.
There's this little like bar.
There's a diagonal bar.
There's a diagonal bar where you can put in like stuff like tomatoes
You
or
can
like
put
olives.
tomatoes or olives
And,
on
like-
anything you want.
On-
Your
yeah.
pizza, your grilled cheese.
No, really, you
Your
can put it
sandwich?
on anything you want.
Is that where you get all the croutons?
No, that's in the. I'll explain that.
Oh, there's another
There's
spot.
another spot.
Wow, this rectangle has not been filled up yet, ladies and gentlemen.
But yeah, I've never gotten anything from the little bar thing, but it's pretty cool if you want like tomatoes in your burger.
You want to know a secret hack?
What?
So we have almost a similar thing for the. Put the rectangle away.
Sorry,
for a
we're
second.
putting the rectangle away.
At my place, at the place where you get burgers, the Fire Grill. If you remember, I was talking about that 5 minutes ago. They have a place where you can. So they give you just a cooked patty and bread, and then you can put sauces, and they have onions and lettuce and stuff all right next to it, and they have pickle slices, like little pickled dill chips. And so what I'll do is, if I ever get anything from the Fire Grill, I'll just load up on pickle chips.
That's awesome.
Like I'll just get
Wow.
30 pickle chips. And that's like my little appetizer with my food. And then I'll have some later if I want to put it on a other food. I don't know.
Lovely.
Yeah, so a little hack for you there.
If you're
My
gonna
parents are
see you.
home.
Fantastic.
Awesome. Let's keep going.
All right.
Maybe we
Back
can
with
have
the rectangle.
Secret guests. Not secret guests, special guests. Oh, it's not my parents. It's everybody. Milan, come over here. Where'd he go? Everybody give a round of applause to our special guest for today, Milan! No, okay.
one more,
Yeah! All right,
Milan.
Milan. Thanks for coming on the podcast today. You're a little late.
Yeah, I'm kind of a little late for something else too.
Oh.
Then go.
Alright, bye.
Thank you, Milan!
Yeah, Milan. Fantastic.
And Milan would tell you about his hot lunch experience, but that is for what should we have? We should have Milan on as a guest one day.
He can tell us about his hot girlfriend. That Fortnite dances.
You're awful bad. I hate you. You're never invited back. That's strike number 2. 2 strikes in 1 episode, James. You're gonna get fouled out at this point. What were we even talking about?
Oh, the rectangle.
Okay, back to the rectangle.
Back to the rectangle.
Dill pickle chips, that's the secret hack.
Yes. Pickles is another thing you can get at the bar. Anyways.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you could do that there too?
Yeah, there's like
Are
5
they
different.
extra? So how does the pricing work? What are we talking about pricing
Okay,
again?
yeah.
Okay, cool.
So yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Okay.
So where are we in the rectangle?
We're here at the sandwich.
Okay,
place.
we're at the sandwich bar. Remember, the opposite of the wide side that you entered from.
And then let's turn to the right now.
Turn to the right.
You keep going. There's
Keep
some,
going.
There's some soup
There's
here
some
now.
soup now.
Not at the very far end of the rectangle.
Not at the very far end, just some
Just
soup.
like in the middle of the opposite
randomly
side.
in the middle of the opposite side. On your way to the opposite side, just on your way, there's a soup bar.
Yeah. Okay, and then you keep going to the right, to the actual opposite
Okay, then you
side
keep
now.
going, and then there's
There's a salad bar.
a salad. Where are the people you check out from? There's the salad bar. there. On the,
You'll
on the
find
opposite
out. You'll
side.
find out.
Okay.
So yeah, there's a salad bar. I've actually
waiting
never
in suspense.
gotten anything from the salad bar.
And that's why you're so unhealthy.
yeah, I'm so.
That's why you're losing all your hair. Oh my god.
Little secret for you that don't want to lose your hair. Get gun salads.
That's why Milan has such nice hair. By the way, guys, Milan's hair looks really good. He's grown it out like very long, and it looks really good. Do you see
yeah,
that?
Milan. Yeah, I do. It's kind of lovely.
Milan, do you want to come on the podcast and talk about hairstyles with us another time? Yeah. Okay, cool.
All right. So after you're done, okay. So you can pick either from salad, sandwich, pizza, or burger, right?
Oh, don't forget the soup.
Oh, the soup comes with the salad.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What a deal.
Yeah. Until you find out that what you pay is your taste.
What? I got it way too late. It was very bad, James. Very bad. That was almost strike number 3. Okay, sorry.
I'm really on the edge of the iceberg here.
Milan, did you hear that joke?
Yeah, what you pay for is in your taste.
Yeah, did you think it was funny?
I thought it was hilarious.
Okay, good.
Thank you,
Okay.
thank you.
See, Milan saved you from having a strike.
Fantastic. All right. Okay, so getting to where you pay. So there's 2 like people, right? There's one person here and one person here,
Yeah.
right? And this corner is where the salad bar is. If you just go like a bit like towards this down, which is like towards the entrance.
So now you're on the short. I forgot I was describing. You're on the short side. You're facing the salad bar, and then you turn, and that's where the exit is or entrance is.
this is where the exit is.
Turn to your. You're looking at the salad bar, and you turn to your right. It's the exit.
Yeah,
You're almost
that's,
complete.
that's a wall technically. And the
the exit is on your right.
is on your right.
It's on your right.
But the
you
people
can see
are-
it,
but it's behind you.
but it's behind.
So like, okay, this is the salad bar.
Yeah.
You're here.
Okay.
This is a wall.
Okay.
This is the exit.
Okay, turn to the right and turn to the right just a little bit. Again, after that. And there's the exit. You're almost complete with your journey.
Okay, but you can't go directly to the exit.
You cannot go directly to the exit. You have one more final obstacle to make.
Because this little section is
There's a
blocked off.
small section blocked off
yeah.
right in front of the exit.
So you have to go around. If you go to the salad bar
Have
corner,
to go around.
you have to go around this way.
There's a yes.
Like, let's say back to like the soupish area.
Go back to the soupish area
Or like the bar area.
or the bar of olives
and then
stuff.
you go this way.
And just walk towards where you exited from a little bit. Or walk towards where you entered from a little bit.
And then now turn this way.
Now turn to your left. The exit is
No, it's to the right.
is
No, wait. No, you're right. It is to the left.
All right, bye. Here's my investment in your company.
Oh!
Thank you to Milan for being
Thank
our first
you.
Patreon user. Woo! We just got. Why did we get money for this? We got $3, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, not $3. We're not talking about how much money Milan has. Wait, why did he give this to me? Milan, do you want this back?
What?
That was the most pretentious thing he's ever. Did you hear what he
He
said?
said it's too heavy to get. What?
I hate him. Well, I'll give it back to him later, I guess.
Awesome.
Don't tell him, everybody. Or if he keeps it, I guess we'll invest it in the podcast.
Yeah. Awesome. But yeah, you turn to your left, and
Anyway,
now.
where were we? You turn to the left,
And there's a
the exit is
huge
in
line.
sight. But
There's a huge line.
that's your obstacle.
Yes, that's the obstacle. You have to wait in line, and then once you finally get to the person.
To the end of the there's a person on the phone.
What is that?
It's my phone. The home phone.
No, this.
What? That's the home phone.
That's the phone?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
that
That's
awesome?
That's awesome.
I'm gonna go check who it is. You continue telling the story.
Yeah, you wait in line.
Ow!
He just fell onto his face, ladies and gentlemen.
I didn't fall. I bumped my knee.
Fell onto his face, and now his nose. Oh God, he's bleeding all over the floor. How are you gonna clean that up? He's passed out. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
All 3 strikes for He's out of here. I'm back. Okay.
He's back, boys.
It was a telecom caller.
Fantastic. But yeah,
love
you
those
finally get to
guys.
cashier. You punch in your ID, and you get to exit. And then,
But how much do things cost?
okay, a normal meal for lunch.
What happened? What happens next?
Oh, I was just gonna explain. There's 2 different cashiers for like the one if you get the hot lunch.
Oh, you
or
have
the-
to. So that's the pricing difference.
No, there's no pricing difference between the 2.
So why are there 2 different cashiers?
To make it go faster, because there's a lot of people.
Well, why don't they just put a lot of cashiers, but you don't have to specify which meal you're getting?
You don't have to specify which meal.
So why did you say there's 1 cashier for hot lunch?
They're okay. Okay. So this is how it works. You see the little rectangle here, right?
The little rectangle for hot lunch.
Okay, there's a cashier here.
There's a cashier at the end on the short side of
Yeah.
the rectangle.
So all the hot lunch people cash in here.
Okay.
But also, if you're getting like anything from the grab and go, you can go to this cashier, but just from the other side.
Can you
on
get
the side.
can you get more than 1 item? Like, say I'm really hungry. Can I get a hot lunch
Yes,
thing and
but
a
it-
grab and go thing? But it takes like
It's-
2 lines.
Well, you can grab like 2 things and then just pay twice.
Okay.
Yeah. Because usually people get stuff for like their friends or something, and they just pay twice.
Cool.
But yeah, there's 2 different cashiers, and then you can go to either one and
Yeah.
then just leave.
Okay.
And those are the first 2 lines. And then there's one more line.
Oh, that's the fake street food car.
Yeah.
Streets
That's
Eats.
the weirdest way I've heard it described, but awesome.
The streets eats
The
one.
Streets Eats one. This one's outside.
This one's near where the old wellness center was.
Oh, yeah. Oh, also, I forgot to say, the grab and go is much, much faster than the hot lunch one. Like, usually the hot lunch one,
Which is weird. I feel like more people would go to the grab and go.
well, a lot of people do go to grab and go, but it's a lot faster.
Oh, the
because you're not-
cashiers are just better.
No, it's not like that. It's just because, like, there's...
That's not how I'm saying.
it's just
Are
because...
you listening to me?
I guess you're not. But yeah, there's just, like, a bigger
And that's
space.
all for this week's podcast. We just got $3 and he left.
Yeah.
He just went, it's too heavy to carry. Shout out to my younger brother for being the richest motherfucker I know. He's actually rich.
Really?
He has so much money.
From what?
From just like, he just never
Burglaries?
birthdays
Oh.
and like graduation or not graduation, like Christmases and stuff. He just has money and he's never spent it all. And now that he spends it, he just has like money.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's kind of awesome. Wow. Fantastic. And $3 is too heavy for him to carry.
It's just he has the power to pay us, but he doesn't.
But yeah, the grab and go is usually a lot faster because, like, first of all, there's a bigger space you can stand in, and also you're like, no one's serving you; you're serving yourself.
Yeah.
Right. With the hot lunch, there's like a very cramped space. Like I said, the little rectangle, and also you're waiting for somebody to give you food because you.
Oh, you can't grab it yourself.
No.
Interesting.
Yeah. And so that one's a lot slower of a line. And then the final line, which I say is the slowest of the 3, which is what you mentioned, the street eats. This one's on the outside. This is normally where you'd get snacks during like brunch. And they still do sell snacks in this line. But it's mainly this is what I call the good food in
Really, this is where you usually get stuff from.
well, not anymore because all my classes are super far away and like I can't usually make it to this line without it already being super long. And
Oh, it's not a fast line.
no, it's the slowest line.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Even though it's like usually like shorter than the other 2 lines, it's by far the slowest line. And they have the same thing all week, but each week they change it. And so some weeks it's like chicken strips, some weeks it's like tacos, and some weeks it's like nachos.
That sounds awful.
It's actually okay. The thing about the nachos, I don't really like the nachos, but they give you an option to have bread instead of chips. And
What the
fuck? No, hear me out here. Hear me out. Because they usually put chicken on like what is the stringy chicken called?
What? Like
Oh, like pulled pork, but like with
pulled chicken.
Pulled chicken. They usually put pulled chicken on top of.
Okay, that's not an
nachos.
unnormal thing to
Well,
do.
yeah, exactly. So, anyways, they put pulled chicken.
Why is this justifying the bread option?
No. Hear me out here. Hear me out. They usually
I'm
put.
a big nachos fan, so this is you gotta make some good arguments here.
I don't get the nachos. I get the bread. Okay. They usually put pulled chicken on top of the nachos, and then they also put some kind of like sauce on them, like barbecue or like something like that. Not barbecue, not particularly barbecue, but a barbecue like sauce.
You can't see it, but I'm just shaking my head in absolute disgust. This is the worst thing I've ever heard.
One time I tried the nachos. I'm like, okay, this is all right, but like I don't really like this, and so
Just don't get it.
I don't. I found out that you can get bread instead.
Well, don't get that either.
Why not?
Because it's sacrilegious.
But it's good. It's like a pulled chicken sandwich, and it's good.
So it's just 2 slices of bread, or is it like ripped up bread?
No, it's 2 slices of bread.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's not even nachos.
No.
They should just sell a separate item.
I didn't know why. I don't know.
I thought it was like ripped up pieces of bread instead of like chips.
No. Not like that. It's like okay, it's 2 hamburger buns, but instead of
It's not even like bread slices, it's hamburger buns?
yeah, it's hamburger buns.
I don't know if that's better or worse.
They put chicken in the hamburger and then the sauce, and then it's just like a chicken sandwich. It's not that bad. It's good. I like it. But that's just one particular item on the menu. You also have the tacos and the chicken strips, and I consider all 3 of these items to be probably the best things that the lunch lines offer over there at Gum.
James.
Yes.
I'm gonna say 2 things. One,
Off the podcast.
that is your 3rd strike. You're completely off the podcast. That's just now we're gonna how it's gonna be. How do you fucking who in the what who are the people who makes the hot lunches?
You invoked the angry kitchen spirits.
It was the mailman dropping mail.
Oh, that makes more sense. I thought it was
Thank you. I don't know if they can hear me. What? Who said it was okay? They were like, you know what? Maybe some kids won't like the tortilla chips and nachos. What if we just give them a slice of bread? And one person was like, better idea, 2 slices of bread. That's just a different food option.
I mean, they use the same, like, it's just everything else is the same other than the chips, right? Because you're just replacing the chips with 2 slices of bread.
That's what's bad, though.
Yeah, you know what? I don't understand it either, but I prefer it to the chips, so I'm not complaining. I think, okay, I asked them one time about it, and they said something about, like, allergies or, like, gluten-free or something like that, something along those lines. And that made no sense to me.
Why is bread the gluten-free option over tortilla chips?
I don't know.
Maybe I know nothing about gluten.
I can't tell you, man. I can't tell you.
Because if everything else is the same, except for the bread and the chips,
Yeah.
I feel like the bread has gluten and the chips don't, right?
Also, like, the bread isn't, like, a primary option. Like, it's usually called, like, tortilla chips or, like, nachos.
I forgot about sandwich.
It's usually called, like, tortilla chips or nachos, and they only have, like, on, like, the very side of the wall, they have, like, only, like...
It's listening to us. That was the first search option that came up.
Oh my god.
It's naturally gluten-free.
I don't know. I don't know. But, like, the bread isn't even, like, a primary option you can get. It's, like, something on the side, and I saw it before, but I didn't decide to ask about it until, like, one time. I was like, hey, why do you guys have bread there? Because it's just it's just off to the side. And it's like, oh, you can have bread instead of tortilla chips. I'm like, okay, I'm going to try that, and it was good. Speaking of this, I wanted to mention this story earlier, but I completely forgot.
We're going to end on this story.
We're going to end on the story? Okay.
So make sure it's a really good one.
All right. So you remember how I said I always
cheated that child out of his watermelon, but you didn't even like it?
No, this is in middle school now. This is middle school.
Wow, you've matured.
I've matured. I actually lied when I said I've been getting hot lunch my whole life. There was this small period in 8th grade, like second semester of 8th grade, where I was like, Mom, I'm so tired of hot lunch.
Understandable.
And like, it's not filling at all, and it sucks, and I hate it. And I'm like, I don't want to eat it anymore. And she's like, okay, I'll start bringing you food. I'll drive to school and I'll start bringing you food. And like, most days it was pretty normal. Like, it would be like a Tupperware thing with like rice and meat in it.
Yeah.
But sometimes she'd just like forget to cook, or like my grandma didn't cook, or whatever, something like that.
Okay.
And so she'd bring me like Costco pizza or a hot dog or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, she'd just buy me something.
Pizza, I guess you would get sick of it pretty fast. Yeah.
But this was not that often at this point, because most of the time it'd just be like rice and whatever. But then there's this one day where my mom was running really late. So she always ran late to getting me lunch. And so usually what I'd do is I'd go up to the front office, which is like around the entrance of the building.
Yeah.
And I'd ask, hey, may I use your phone to call my mom? And if she was ever late, I'd call her and she'd be like, oh, I'm stuck in traffic. Give me like 5-10 more minutes. But this time she was like really taking forever. Like I was halfway through lunch and she was not here. This is like 25 minutes already. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to hang out with my friends until like my mom comes, because like it's a very small school and I can see the entrance of the school from where I hang out with my friends.
Okay.
And so I was just sitting with my friends, and then I got distracted, and I was talking to them, having a good time, and I completely forgot about lunch. And then one of them taps my shoulder, and I turn around, and my mom is there, and guess what she's holding? Guess, please guess.
A set of teeth? I don't know.
No, it was actual food.
Like,
please, just anything.
like a whole chicken? I don't know. What is
Chicken. No, it was okay. She was standing there, holding, and this is what.
Was it a whole watermelon?
No.
Okay.
This is what she said to me. I'm sorry, James. I was running some errands and I was really busy and I didn't have the time to go get you food. And she's holding a bag of bread and some cheese. Like. like freshly bought from Costco or something. It's just a regular bag of bread and just some cheese. And I look at her. I'm like. And all my friends are dumbfounded. They cannot believe what they are seeing. And this is so crazy to me. I'm like, I don't remember what I said, but I was stupefied, okay? It was a crazy time. So she just she gave me those and left. And then my friends just burst into laughter. It was, oh, what a time.
That's simultaneously one of the funniest things I've ever heard. Also one of the saddest things I've heard.
For lunch, I just get a bag of bread and some cheese, and it's here you go.
Was it like a loaf, sliced?
Like a loaf of bread, just sliced bread. It was just a bag of sliced bread.
And she was like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my god. Was it good? Did you enjoy?
No, it was bread with cheese. What did you...
You have basically the same thing, but with pulled chicken and barbecue sauce as nachos. You can't complain too much.
I guess that is kind of fair, but it was just bread. It was regular bread.
That's so crazy.
That was an insane experience.
Couldn't you have at least picked up something normal to a child? At least she could have been oh, sorry, I was at the store and grocery shopping. All I have are these tortilla chips that were in the aisle. Or all I had were these, baked, a Lunchables thing. Here's three Lunchable things.
It's like someone just went to the grocery store and saw some homeless person on the street and it's oh, I feel so bad for that person. I'm gonna give them some of my groceries. And it's just,
Yeah, it almost seems like she wasn't ready to give you lunch, and she was just like, I guess I'll give him some of the. Did you finish all the bread?
no, I was just lugging around some bread for the rest of the day.
What about the cheese?
It was the whole bag, or it was like those like flat cheeses. So I got a few slices, but I didn't finish that either.
Yeah, that would have gone bad. You're just carrying it around all day.
I don't remember, honestly. That is just...
Wow, that is one hell of a note to end on. I think this is our shortest podcast yet.
Oh, I mean, we had the other section where...
Yeah, but it was like an hour and a half in total.
Yeah.
Yeah, before you
Before I
said that naughty word.
Yeah, I still regret that, guys. Sorry.
Anyway,
about that.
James is off the podcast. He's gonna eat bread and cheese for the rest of his life, like a poor Russian, sad, impoverished.
My personal hell.
Okay, that's this week's episode, guys. This is, I think, one of my favorite episodes yet. I'm definitely gonna listen to this one and really enjoy the memories we've had along the way.
Except for that naughty word.
Shout outs to, who are we shouting out to? Shout out to Chipotle for sponsoring this episode.
Shout outs for Milan.
Shout out to Milan for sponsoring this episode, actually. Wow. $3, I guess, is pretty good. Next week, I don't know what we're talking about. We decided on this week's pretty early on, but next week we might just wing it. You know?
We're just the absolute idiots.
We're the absolute idiots. What else do we want to repeat? If you want to be a guest on the podcast, we're gonna find a way to put that on Twitter.
Yes, on Twitter.
So you have to go find us on Twitter. I think you can view Twitter accounts without.
Yeah.
So on Twitter, we're gonna tweet out the link to signing up to be a guest on the podcast. And again, if we don't get to you immediately, don't worry. We're just figuring out our schedule. We don't want to have guests on every week, and we want to make sure that we have good topics for that guest, so that they're not just sad and sitting there. And we want to make sure that. Is that my parents coming here? No.
Okay.
Why does every episode end like this? What else do we want to say? Yeah, give us some money if you want.
Give us some money.
Be like Milan. Give us some money. And if you're listening from New York City, shout out to you.
If you've ever had a zany experience where your mom gave you bread and cheese for lunch, make sure to mention us in the comments below.
Yeah, put that in the comments.
Put that in the comments.
Put that in the comments. We'll.
Turns out this is a very common childhood memory.
Everyone's like, bro, why is that so traumatizing? Yeah, I had that every day. I would just bring my cheese and bread. Ugh. All right, that's been this week's episode. We'll catch you guys next week. Bye.
Where's the mouse?
No more.